Lenovo's IdeaPad Gaming 3i is a decent gaming laptop, but we can significantly improve performance in games with some simple changes. Oh, and I kind of broke mine a bit, so make sure that you don't make the same mistake as me. The first thing that lowers performance is that it only comes with one memory stick installed, known as single channel. In many games, the simple change of adding a second memory stick, known as dual channel, will give us quite a large improvement to FPS, though some other more GPU-bound games might not care as much about RAM difference. Now, I get that this is meant to be a more budget-friendly gaming laptop, and more memory sticks cost more money. They don't just grow on trees. But when you can get 20 to 40% FPS gains from such a simple change, I don't know, it kinda seems like they should just increase the price of the laptop by like $50 or whatever, and just give you that better performance. Honestly, I think it should just be the default, even if the price goes up a bit. But because it's not, if you do get this laptop and it has one stick of memory, just keep in mind that you can get a nice boost by installing a second stick. Another thing that can affect gaming performance is a muck switch, and that's something that the IdeaPad does not have. Which isn't at all surprising, as that's a feature that we generally only see in more premium models. And again, the IdeaPad is a more budget-friendly design. Now, I'm not saying that it should have a muck switch, but the simple fact is, Optimus does act as a bottleneck in games. Fortunately though, we can bypass Optimus by connecting an external monitor to the HDMI port, as this connects directly to the NVIDIA graphics instead of the Intel integrated graphics. Simply running a game on a monitor connected to the laptop was able to increase FPS in a game by 7%. Not bad at all. Upgrading the RAM gave us a larger 15% boost though, and if you do both the memory upgrade and external screen, well, it doesn't end up being any different to just upgrading the memory, at least in this one specific example. Speaking of gaming, the 1080p 165Hz screen that came in mine was quite good. The average grey-to-grey response time is up there with more expensive higher tier laptops. However, this would increase the price compared to the cheaper 120Hz option. I haven't tested this year's 120Hz screen, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same panel from a couple of years ago, which is slower, dimmer, and colors just don't look as good. So yeah, although the screen I've got is pretty good, it's not really a good representation of what most of you buying this laptop are probably going to get, unless you spend more money to get it. The screen also wobbles quite a bit. It's not quite HP Victus levels of bad, and it's not really that noticeable when just typing on the laptop normally, but yeah, if you bump the table or bump the laptop accidentally, the screen does wobble for a while. The IdeaPad doesn't run hot either, even when under a worst case heavy CPU plus GPU stress test. I'd consider these temperatures to be ice cold and not a problem at all. Opening it up is a bit different to most other laptops, and is how I broke mine, or at least damaged it. Basically, to open it, you've got to take out 8 screws from the bottom and 2 from the back. But after this, I incorrectly tried to pull off the bottom panel, as that's how most laptops open up. But this was a big mistake. You first need to slide off the plastic cover at the back, and there are 4 more screws underneath here that you need to remove before taking off the bottom panel. And this resulted in me cracking the plastic bit near the corner. Honestly, if I'd just read the manual and seen that that's how you're meant to open it, this wouldn't have happened, so this is kind of on me. I guess perhaps I was a bit too overconfident after opening 200 plus laptops. I just assumed it would be the same as the others. But hey, I figured if I made this mistake, I'm sure someone else out there might have made it too, so hopefully I saved you from cracking your plastic. I especially thought it was worth mentioning considering I just suggested that everyone upgrade their laptop to dual channel memory. This is the first time I've had Intel's 10-core 16-thread i7 processor, and it's performing closely to a number of other 8-core 16-thread laptops. However, its single-core performance is noticeably better due to Intel 12th Gen. It's not as good when you unplug the charger and run on battery. I mean, even a 6-core 12-thread laptop from last year was able to perform better now, at least when it came to multi-core performance, because the IdeaPad still had good single-threaded performance on battery. Someone on Twitter recently told me that their IdeaPad drains power from the battery when plugged in and gaming. Now, they have a Ryzen 5 5600H and NVIDIA RTX 3050 Ti graphics, but also a smaller 135 watt power brick. My laptop here has the same 3050 Ti graphics, but it has that Intel i7 processor, which I wouldn't be surprised if it uses more power compared to AMD. But this configuration came with a larger 170 watt power brick, and I didn't have any battery drain during any of my testing. So based on what that person said, it might be possible that that lower configuration option could benefit from the larger 170 watt 40-watt brick. The battery life isn't super impressive, especially if we compare it to the IdeaPad that I bought a couple of years back, which has the same sized 40-watt-hour battery. That was able to last quite a bit longer due to it having an AMD Ryzen CPU. You can also get it with a larger 60-watt-hour battery, while the biggest 16-inch version goes up to a 71-watt-hour battery. The IdeaPad is available with either Intel or AMD configurations though, so you can pick the one that works best for you and what you need. And you can find out all the differences between these CPUs in this video over here next. This video compares 21 different games at 2 resolutions, while this one compares other applications like video editing, 3D modeling, compiling, and thermals and battery life. So I'll see you over in one of those videos next.